Hi everyone. I'm using some new piece of tech today. So I'm using StreamYard to go live on Facebook and YouTube. And I've also realised it's a rubbish time to film because if I move this way, I'm right in the light. I'm going to move over this way. I think if you comment, I can see the comments coming up on StreamYard. This is all brand new for me. So today I wanted to come on to follow up on the video that I put out yesterday about your big why. So kind of taking the time to work out, why do you do the events that you do? Why be an athlete? Why this and not something else? It's an area that really fascinates me, and I'd absolutely love to know your big why and kind of your thoughts right now, because it's not an easy question to answer unless you've worked on this. And I put out some tips yesterday around kind of how you can work out what your big why is. So do check a video if you haven't already seen it. But today, for those of you that don't know me, I know in my group most of you do know me. I wanted to share sort of what my big why is. And for those of you that sort of know me really well, you might be wondering, what is this new area that I'm working on, and why? Sorry, I got really excited then. Why I might be doing this? So for me, one of my big whys, I have a few, is to be a role model for my kids. So to show them that, like, don't be scared of trying something. If something feels good or your instinct is telling you to do something, um, I'm just thinking as I say that, and my 4-year-old has a screaming tantrum or something right now. The whole independence, trying to do what you feel like. Maybe we could calm that down a little bit. But it is, for me, it's been that role model, showing them that you can dream, and like, dream big, go for it. What's the worst that's going to happen? You'll fail and you'll pick yourself back up again and you'll try again. So that's a big why for me, and a big push really for me to be trying this kind of thing since I've had kids. For me, that's been a big shift in my own character. But in terms of the kind of the sports and looking at the athlete side, it's a bizarre way that I've gone from looking at music and dementia care to then now looking at helping athletes to feel in alignment. But there is a link, and it might not be that obvious, but over the years, I've been a real firm believer in, you can achieve your best if you feel in alignment. And for me personally, I always focus on that. So focusing on how I want to feel and then creating goals based on that. So yes, I chase goals. I'm a real organized person. I have like my little 12-week plan for personal and business, and I stick with it. I plan out each day what I'm going to do and break it down, because for me, that's just how I work, how I get stuff done. But I chase the feelings. So those goals come up, the feelings that I want to feel. I'll share with you, because this video is about my why. So introducing myself to those of you that don't know me. So my core feelings are connection, creativity. Right now I'm leaning into luminous rock star. There's just something about that term that's just really resonating. Nourished. So that's where I'm doing like strength training at the moment. I'm drinking a lot more water. I'm eating better. I'm getting my steps in. That fulfills that nourished feeling that I want to feel. And abundance. So that's not just like manifesting money. It's actually deeper than that. It's kind of being surrounded by friends and lots of laughter and fun. Abundance is that kind of rich, but not just money, that rich in happiness, in connection, in creativity, all of the feelings I've just mentioned. So this is something I've focused on for years, is about feeling in alignment. And I will like focus on what's in alignment, what's not working, trying to drop the things that aren't working. And that's for those of you that don't know, I run a not-for-profit organization. I've been running it for 11 years, using music to support the well-being of people living with dementia. And most of my work at the moment is training and coaching healthcare professionals to use music as part of their care. And something I really focus on is on feelings, on emotions, on supporting people living with dementia to feel in alignment with themselves. And for me, my tool is using music. Sorry, that line is really annoying me. It's like I've got a goatee. um, so that's my tool in my not-for-profit, is using music to help us feel in alignment, and to support carers to use music in that way to help people living with dementia to feel in alignment. Literally was in the first lockdown, I started to consider that the things that I've been researching and as part of my business, everything that I've looked at in terms of music and dementia care is applicable to all of us. And this, especially this whole notion around feeling how you want to feel, feeling in alignment. So I started looking at other areas. So again, I was kind of coming from a music point of view, and I couldn't quite get it to fit. So I was looking at music to reduce workplace stress, which has a direct link with dementia. So I was kind of staying in this dementia area. And then I don't know how I came across it, but it just suddenly clicked. Sports. So it feels funny because I'm on YouTube and the group, and obviously most of you in the group know me, so it's going to be weird to introduce John. So my husband, John, is a triathlete, and I've lived and breathed triathlon for however many years. I am not a triathlete. I have no intentions to be a triathlete, just before John says otherwise. But where I can see kind of my work fitting is around when you're training, especially as a triathlete, you have so many other things that you're juggling: work, family, lifestyle. Taking time for yourself tends to go out of the window. So I then started looking into, again, I was looking at music because this is my background, is music psychology, music sociology. I looked at the role of music in sports and exercise, how it can enhance performance. It's a really, really fascinating area. And again, it's all around meaningful music. Everything that I've talked about in dementia care is just transferable to other areas. And it's just a case of learning about the particular benefits and particular uses of music in that field. But it was still missing something. So the more that I looked into this alignment piece, I realized that there's something around that, and making time as an athlete to work out, like I said yesterday, your big why, looking at your lifestyle, where things are out of alignment, where you can have more balance in your life. And I think as athletes, often I was about to say we, as if I'm an athlete. As athletes, you might not make the time to focus on being in alignment. And actually, classic example, yesterday I put out a video about self-care. So what self-care looked like to me yesterday. This week I've been busy just throwing myself into everything. So work, summer holidays with the kids. It's all been fun, but we just got to kind of last night and felt a bit burnt out. So I put out a video about my own self-care and what I was doing yesterday, which was kind of meditation, having a bath, reading a book, all of this. And I just asked what self-care looks like to you. And someone messaged me to say on Instagram to say, my rest day today has consisted of this, and he sort of spoke about the training that he'd been doing, like easy training. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So he's kind of interpreted my self-care question as a rest day question. And I suddenly thought, is rest day and recovery the only time that we might think about self-care, when actually maybe we should definitely be looking at various times throughout the day when we can have moments of rest, have moments of recovery. I came across a term earlier where someone said, don't think of rest day as rest day because you might feel guilty. Think of it as adaptation day. I really like that. But even that's one separate day. Whereas we can look at different elements throughout the day. I'm going to start rambling. I'll make another video on the kind of the different elements of a day and how you can have rest. But this is really to kind of introduce just where I've come from and where I am right now, I guess. So this whole alignment piece, I suddenly realized from working with one of the guys that I'm piloting my coaching with, He's attempting a world record next year, Andy Stone, and he's going to be doing 70 times 70-mile triathlons over 70 days. So is that an Ironman distance? One Ironman. I'm wondering if I've got that wrong. It's 70.3. Is that Ironman or half Ironman? Doing one of those every day for 70 days. And this is the thing, you're going to have to bear with me because I'm not an athlete, but I am coming at this from the mindset, from the psychology point of view, which I am an expert in. So at least you can believe when I talk about mindset and psychology, I'm not just waffling. I know what I'm talking about. I'm applying it in a different field, which is fascinating. So he happened to mention that he doesn't know what to do on rest days, and although it's kind of scheduled into his training plan, he just doesn't know what to do on those days and ends up feeling guilty because he's not training. And the more people I spoke to, this was coming up as a regular challenge, and everyone says, yeah, I don't make the most of rest days, or I don't make it a priority. And so this is where I suddenly had like this light bulb. I feel like I need to put my head into the I had a light bulb moment. And I realized that the alignment, all the stuff I've been looking at in terms of alignment, this is where it comes into, is in terms of rest days, recovery, but focusing on what you can do on those days. So this is where I bring in my expertise around music psychology, music sociology, mindset, emotional resilience, everything that I've been learning over the last few years. They've suddenly aligned. I'm going to keep using this word. Alignment is a really good word. And so that's where I'm at. So you've got my big why, which is all about being a role model for my kids, showing them that, like, don't be scared to try stuff. So this is me kind of stepping into that zone of trying something out. And this is where you come in. So I would absolutely love you to check out my website. So it's rosiemead.com. And sorry, that light is really annoying me. I'm going to go over here. So rosiemead.com. And I'd love you to take a look at my services. So at the moment, I'm offering coaching. I will be offering online courses and memberships, but I don't want to just create something out of the blue. It needs to come from a need. So I'd absolutely love it if you could check out my website, give me some feedback. Does what I'm talking about resonate with you? Does it align with you? Do you find that you maybe find it difficult to have balance between lifestyle and training? And what are your rest days like? So I'm going to keep asking this question. Do you make time for rest days? What do they look like? And then also, do you make time throughout your day? So making like meditation or journaling or mindfulness, listening to music. I mean, there are lots of different tools, which I will be talking about more and more, and I'll be putting into my courses. But throughout your day-to-day life, do you make time for rest and recovery? So this is mental and body, looking at that mind-body connection. So I know that I've rambled a lot, but hopefully you've now got an idea about my big why I'm here. And if this resonates with you, do invite your friends. So invite them to my group on Facebook called the Aligned Athlete Club. I'm going to be turning it into a podcast as well. So the Aligned Athlete will be a podcast, and my YouTube channel. So wherever you're watching, do share with any friends that you think might be interested too. And if you've got any questions around rest day, recovery, music psychology, sports and exercise, anything like that, I'm really happy to answer them. Fab. Hopefully StreamYard's worked as well. Next time I'll film it when the sun's gone down a little bit. Cool. Chat with you really soon. Have a great evening.